As usual, this episode was streamed live on Twitch, link in the description. Hey, what up, everybody? It's Animac here from the Twitch and YouTube channel Anime Uproar, and welcome to another episode of the Rant Cafe Anime Podcast. This time, along with Nux and Briggs, we have a special guest, Sydney, aka Sydsnap. What's up, Sydney?
Hey!
That was probably the greatest guest intro we have ever had. It tells us so much about your channel and personality. Everyone go subscribe.
Yeah, I mean, clearly that was the best one. We had Connor saying like, "Oh, hey guys." We had other people saying, "Hello," but this.
Well done. It's hilarious because whenever anyone introduces Connor, he does the "Oh, hi, how are you guys?"
Yeah. Oh, same old Connor, same thing every time.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Really glad to have you. Sydsnap is huge on the Twitters, on YouTube. Check her out. And she's a famed voice actress. Nux has been listening to her exploits for many a summer, and he's a big fan.
Okay.
Absolutely. Not trying to hide it. 100% fan.
Oh, thank you. Shit.
And yeah, and Sydney also makes hilarious like comedy-esque videos on YouTube that I often watch. So definitely, really, really glad to have you.
The beauty of her videos are most people look for reviews on manga that they've read. Where with Sydney, you're specifically looking for reviews on manga you would never ever want to read.
Essentially, yes.
Well, that's good. She goes through the trouble of reading them for everyone. So no one else has to.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
You're welcome.
Dirty
and
job.
In this episode, guys, we're going to talk about upcoming sequels, in the anime sequels in the 2019 calendar year. We already have some good ones airing right now, such as Mob Psycho 100 Season 2 and JoJo's Part 5. And more sequels, like really hyped up ones, are coming. So it's going to be a crazy stream. Who wants to start?
So yeah, I think the format of today, we're going to pick one announced title and one that we just want to be announced, that we've been craving for so long. But yeah, the guest could start if you're ready.
Oh. So I just kind of say a sequel that I'm like really looking forward to first.
Exactly.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
So one sequel that I'm not going to lie, I've been pretty hype about that makes me kind of want to kill myself is Fruits Baskets.
Ooh.
Yes, it's just next season. It's been like my childhood, so it's like, but it's so cliche, but it's actually kind of not. So, shoujo.
I actually haven't seen the original.
I've never seen the original. Is that the anime where people have to like hug each other, or if they hug each other, they die or something? I don't know.
What?
I think I'm thinking of something else. There was this one like old JoJo anime on Netflix where it was like family members falling in love with each other, but if they hug each other, they turn into an animal or something.
Oh yeah, I think they do turn into. It's been a long time for me as well, but they do turn into animals. I think, if I recall, as like a zodiac thing.
Ooh.
That's gonna be an interesting one.
Hell yeah!
I've heard of Fruits Basket, but I've never seen it. So to me, I'm completely blank slate.
Well, you could tell you're doing this podcast with 4 dudes right now who watch shonen anime.
4 dudes. Briggs counts as 2.
Yeah,
clearly. Shut the fuck up, guys. Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see everyone in the chat talking about Haikyuu, and I'm so excited for boys playing volleyball.
Take it away, Lord Brigo.
So season 4 has been announced. I don't remember when they announced it, but Haikyuu is probably my second to third favorite sports anime of all time, and you honestly feel part of the team. You root for them along the way, and I've literally like shed tears watching boys play volleyball.
Yeah, I relate to that.
Yeah.
The third season climax was so good. The second season climax was so good. It's potentially in my 20 favorite anime ever.
Damn.
Like, I really like Haikyuu. It's my favorite sports anime, although I have not seen Slam Dunk, which I hear is also very good.
Oh my god. You have some nerve not seeing Slam Dunk.
Hey, I'm working on it. I'm working I have seen Kuroko no Basket. But I like Kuroko no Basket. True, it was basketball with devil fruit powers. But you know,
You know.
You would think I would like it a lot more since it's basketball with devil fruit powers, but I'm more of a I guess I'm more into like I guess realistic sports anime like Hajime no Ippo or Major or like Haikyuu, like I said. Oh, and I hit my
so
mic.
you're saying?
Are you upset,
you're-
Adamak, that I hit my mic?
I'm glad that you're upset enough to know that you made a mistake. So let's try not to make that happen again, Briggs. Also, I can't believe you're all talking about climaxes and sports anime and not mentioning Keijo.
Yeah, because Keijo doesn't have a sequel announced yet.
Well, it should. It
It
fucking
absolutely should. A modern classic.
Oh yes.
I mean, it's no recreators, but you know.
Oh god.
I don't know. Wired
You know, the reference is there's a certain YouTube video calling recreators a modern classic that
we all
never
love
mind.
and agree with.
No.
But yeah, Haikyuu's great stuff. I love Haikyuu.
Animac, either of you guys want to talk about something that's announced?
Sure. So Gintama has another season announced. It was just announced like a week ago. So that's pretty hype. But the thing about Gintama is I never really felt a void for Gintama because you can always rewatch old episodes and there's always more jokes that you didn't pick up on the first time around. So I don't really feel at loss for Gintama. I do want the sequel for Made in Abyss already because that was one of my favorite anime. It's probably my 12th favorite-ish.
How proud are you that I finally watched Made in Abyss?
After legit a year and a half of bugging you. Or maybe only a year.
Literally every podcast, you'd just be so upset that I haven't watched it. And I finally watched it, and honestly, it was amazing.
Yes.
I mean, I think you maybe hyped it up so much that it couldn't reach the bar, but it like the fact that it was even close stands for something, considering how much you hyped it up.
Yeah, Nux does that a lot. I think the only anime that he recommended to me that he didn't overhype to the point that I was like, was JoJo's. That was the only one.
Are you out of your mind? I was on a tirade trying to get you guys to watch JoJo's.
No, but I'm saying JoJo's lived up to the hype, but I don't know if anything else can live up to the kind of hype you give it.
Yeah, well, everything I've recommended to you guys, from what I understand, you didn't regret. I mean, you still didn't read Berserk, Animac.
Oh.
I'm in the process, buddy. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it only gets better. Okay.
I am like I don't even know because there's no like chapter numbers. They're all going into like different
Yeah.
volumes, but I think I'm on volume like 11 now.
No.
No?
No, you're not in volume 11. You just told me like a day ago, like, I think Guts and Casca like each other.
Oh, okay, then definitely not.
No, yeah, that's how I talk, guys. That's how.
Yeah, it was worded exactly like that. I was there. Actually, I've never fully caught up to Berserk because I caught up at one point like a couple years back, and then he was on hiatus, and then he eventually continued, and I just never ended up continuing it. I'm on a boat somewhere, I think.
Yeah, the dreaded boat.
And then I started thinking about the Going Merry and started crying, and then I just watched One Piece.
Oh.
The solution to all of Briggs's problems.
But of course,
Makes sense.
I'm so sad that I can't talk about One Piece this stream because it's all about sequels and One Piece is ongoing. But I'll still find a way. Don't worry.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds
Animac, what are you hyped for?
Well, I'll just come out and say it since next month we have both Attack on Titan and One Punch Man season 2. Well, Attack on Titan season like 3.5 or whatever. But sequels coming next month. It's gonna be crazy. I love Attack on Titan, and I know from reading the manga that the next season is gonna be absolutely insane. Like it's gonna be freaking insane. And One Punch Man 2, I haven't read the manga yet, so I don't know what's gonna happen. But I loved One Punch Man season 1, and it's been a long wait, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm insanely hyped for One Punch Man season 2. I love One Punch Man so much. The comedy, the deep philosophies and psychologies of these crazy characters.
I feel like you're the only one who views One Punch Man in this way, and I love it.
Didn't I tell you like my whole I don't know, my long spiel explaining why Saitama is like the greatest character ever?
The most tragic character in all of anime, if I remember correctly.
I did. Well, I don't know, most tragic character, but yeah.
No,
That
we
was-
like to joke around, but it's actually it's amazing.
I have to make that video, like, seriously.
Well, perfect timing when season 2 drops.
I guess.
Honestly,
But as far as Attack on Titan, my favorite character in all of Attack on Titan is Erwin, and he's having some shine next season.
Nice. I actually haven't read the Attack on Titan manga, so I'm quite excited. Like, I've read the One Punch Man manga, so like I'm looking forward to it regardless, but like I already know what's gonna happen. So with Attack on Titan, I've never spoiled myself, so I'm so excited, especially because like a lot of you guys are manga readers and you guys tell me how great it gets.
You're in for some stuff, buddy.
Oh,
you're in for some
you're in
stuff.
for some stuff, but the season 5 or whatever, it's gonna be even better. Damn.
So you're hyping me up, not for this season, but the following season. What a mad
Well,
guy.
you better continue getting hyped, because if you thought Attack on Titan was exciting in the beginning, it only progressively gets better. Like,
yeah, well,
the chapters that are
what it's
coming
been
out
with
right
every
now,
season as well for me. Like 2 is better than 1, and 3 was better than 2. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would agree with you. But month to month, every chapter blows my mind.
Yeah, it's their monthly chapters rather than weekly, but they're longer. So in that sense, it's like a slightly different format. It lets them tell more in each chapter, and it really works.
How do you guys
very
read
well.
a monthly manga? It's like I
Just
wouldn't
like Boruto. It's also a monthly manga, and it's a disaster. No offense. I mean, I kind of like where the story is going in a way, but the issue is with the fact that it's monthly, nothing happens in the chapter. So like you have a chapter, it's like, okay, so Hokage is fighting Delta, and it's a sick fight, and the whole chapter is just like punching and dodging, and then the next chapter is again continuing that fight. So that's 2 months of this one fight that doesn't even matter all that much.
That sucks. Yeah, that's like it's hard enough for me to read One Piece weekly. I don't know how you guys could read something monthly.
Yeah. I can't either.
What are you more excited for, Sydney? One Punch Man or Attack on Titan?
Honestly, I don't really care for Attack on Titan anymore, so One Punch Man? Yes, I don't. It got pretty, like, angsty. I mean, this past season was actually not that bad. It was like a drama, really.
It was, and it becomes more of a drama. It starts off as like this shonen-esque, you know, thriller, and it really becomes a geopolitical drama. Like,
yeah.
Well, then I'm into. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with Attack on Titan then, because I barely watched One Punch Man.
One Punch Man, the most tragic story of a hero.
That is so funny because in one, like 2 sentences, you managed to get both me and Nox to be like, me for Attack on Titan and him for One Punch Man.
Ooh,
Like Attack on Titan, I get it. I could see why someone is not so hyped for an upcoming season. Like, you know, we had the massive break between season 1 and season 2. And also, I don't know, it's very shonen-esque, at least in the beginning. And Attack on Titan really gets better as the story progresses and as the mysteries get solved. Whereas One Punch Man...
I'm like not a giant shonen fan. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
But One Punch Man isn't shonen.
Is it not?
No.
What? I don't believe that.
It makes fun of shonen, but it isn't shonen. Shonen wouldn't create the tragic mind of Saitama.
Okay.
Oh, Nox, you're too smart for this world.
Now the problem is the podcast isn't long enough for me to tell you the genius of Saitama's character.
One day.
Yep. But it's interesting though, because if you compare Attack on Titan and One Punch Man is a satire of shonen that isn't necessarily a shonen. Attack on Titan starts off as having all the makings of a shonen, but as it moves on, I would say it's definitely no longer a shonen. It's closer to something like Berserk than something like Naruto.
Finish Berserk before you compare them, you swine.
Well, I've seen some stuff already, bro. I've seen some stuff.
It gets a lot better, man. I mean, you're up to the part where I think Guts likes Casca.
Oh,
I'm
God.
beyond that part.
Where are you then?
Where am I? So I'm at the part now where Griffith has been broken out of the jail.
Oh my god.
You're almost up to the a cool part.
The good part.
Yes,
I cannot wait for you to spam our chat.
Foreshadowed.
Oh, you're kind of already spoiled, but I can't wait for you to spam our chat when it actually happens and you read it.
No, I don't know exactly what happens, but they've been saying the eclipse is coming, Guts, you're gonna die or some shit, so we'll see.
Well,
I'm
maybe
excited.
he'll die.
Speaking of Berserk, it really needs to be like redone like properly. I'd be down
Yes,
for a
yes.
sequel in that regard.
Not
Yeah.
gonna lie, Berserk needs a Netflix adaptation.
Live action.
Like, no, not live action. I mean, like, not Devilman Crybaby, because that was weird, but in
Oh.
a slightly less wacky way, I think Netflix can actually pull Berserk off.
Yeah, I can see that actually happening.
But come on, can you imagine the Twitter outrage?
True.
Oh,
I would be okay with. I don't care,
Everyone would just assume that it's bad before it actually comes out.
dude.
It promotes
do you realize?
Nazism somehow. Like, just watch.
Do you realize that the last 2 seasons of anime had these massive Twitter freakouts with like either Goblin Slayer having rape or like rape accusations in Shield Hero, and then Berserk's gonna come out.
Oh. Well, I mean,
I'm not
take all
even-
those views, bro, if I get to talk about it.
I can't even imagine. Like, it will be just like people would be having like freakouts, passing out and shit.
In any case, I would love a Berserk remake, and One Punch Man is greatness. How could you?
Nux, what are you most excited for? Like, if you had to choose one of everything we talked about,
A One Punch Man.
for sure. Even more than Made in Abyss.
I prefer One Punch Man to Made in Abyss, but I would read the One Punch Man manga, and Made in Abyss, I don't think it has a manga.
Is Made in
It
Abyss
does.
an original?
Yeah, it
No,
does.
it has a
No,
manga.
it
It's
was a
just-
manga.
Oh, it
just
does.
a manga
I thought it was a
very,
light novel.
No, it's a manga. It's just a very controversial manga.
What does controversial manga mean?
It's like, well, like the manga has a bit more like, remember how in the anime for Made in Abyss, it was kind of creepy with like the little girl. I'm trying to remember her name.
You're saying Naked Lolly Syndrome.
Yeah, in the manga, it was a bit actually much worse.
Oh. Rico, I think her name
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Yes.
Well, in that case, I'm looking forward to Made in Abyss, the anime, and I will read One Punch Man if I must.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already broke. I broke a couple weeks ago and read all of One Punch Man.
Yeah, I want to do it, but this is the thing. This is the thing that's happening right now. For example, The Promised Neverland. It's so good, and like I'm enjoying the fact that I don't know what happens next. But I hate waiting for the next week for the new episode to come out. So I'm conflicted because it's like I love enjoying the anime without knowing what's gonna happen next, but then I want to read the manga because there's so much more information there. I know Nux cracked and read the manga already. He's like, "Oh, bro, it's so."
I read
good."
the manga between episodes like 1 and 2. I read like the
Wow.
whole thing. It was fantastic, I must say. Even the latest few chapters were amazing. Like the last 3 chapters revealed so much stuff that we wouldn't have otherwise understood. It was actually amazing.
Mhm.
And I can't even begin to tell you what part of the mysteries were unraveled because you're so far behind. Like, you have no idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
nothing's
so much
happened
more
yet, right?
woke.
Yeah, it's like imagine watching Rick and Morty at 2 times speed. That's how woke I got from The Promised Neverland.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty impressive, if I do say so myself.
Sure.
But the last time I saw Animac excitedly typing in, well, he didn't do it in the group chat because Briggs didn't keep up with Black Clover. But last week, after the Black Clover chapter, Animac's like, "What? What's
Yes.
happening? It's amazing!" I think he like spams me with like 40 different theories on what could possibly be happening.
It's
Like,
true.
oh my God.
It's true. Black Clover as a manga is amazing. The anime is slower, but the manga is amazing. We've both been saying that, and the last chapter was just like, boom! Like it blows your mind, bro. I can't even.
I
Even
know.
put
It's
it
funny
into
because I said to Animac, "Did you read it yet?" And he's like, "No." And then the next day, I'm like, "Did you read it yet?" And he's like, "No." And then like 20 minutes later, it's, "Oh my God, what's happening?"
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
And-
good stuff.
I don't know. Do we know what's happening with Black Clover? Is it just gonna keep going steadily, or is it gonna?
I hope
pause?
so. I assume it's gonna keep going. I mean, it's not like the animation budget's very good
Yeah, this is one of with the anime.
with the anime.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because Black Clover has been ongoing, but I don't know if they're gonna like pause, then do a sequel later, or they're gonna keep going. Because one anime that we can talk about also having a sequel, of course, is MHA, My Hero Academia. It's coming out in September. It was supposed to come out in April, from what I remember, and then they pushed it back to September, so season 3. But I do know from reading the manga that season 3 will be very good. There's
pretty sure it's season 4. But
4?
okay.
Is it 4? No, it's 3. Is it? What?
I don't remember.
Now I lost track. You confused me. I think you're right.
Either way, I'm
you're
probably
right.
not as excited for MHA as anything else we've talked about. Well, one, obviously I read the manga as well, and it's kind of up and down, the manga. Like, it's some points I'm loving it, and some points I'm like not even interested, and then I end up catching up a couple months later.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and it's 4. People are confirming in chat 4. Like, there's a lot of 4s in there, almost like they're like, get with the program, idiots. But
I think all of them are wrong.
Anyway, yeah, it's true, because it is. I know what's going to be covered in season 4, the arcs, and it is going to be really, really, really good.
I
But
don't even know if it's going to be arcs in plural, or if the whole thing is just going to be the overhaul arc.
Well, it all depends how many episodes. But if it's going to be 25, what they've done so far is they've usually done 2 arcs with 25.
Yeah.
But
again, with My Hero Academia, you get one villain arc, and it's like a great arc, and then you get like one training arc, and that's like.
I agree with you, and I think that's the pattern. And Briggs, I think, was saying this in the manga. You have one arc that's like villain, really interesting, and that's the shorter arc usually, and then you have a longer training arc that I kind of lose interest sometimes.
But I'm the training guy. Like, I'm the guy who fucking loves training scenes. Sometimes I like training scenes better than the actual climax, and like. It's just boring. They don't do it very well.
When Briggs watches Naruto, he skips to like walking up trees and chopping waterfalls in half.
Bro, that's literally my shit. Why do you think I loved
Kenichi, which is literally only training?
Exactly. Sid, are you excited for MHA season 4?
I probably shouldn't say this either, but I really don't like My Hero Academia.
Oh shit!
No, you're not getting any of those reactions from us. It's not like dissing One Punch Man or anything.
Oh, okay. Well, One Punch Man isn't that bad.
Oh,
isn't that bad?
My faith in humanity was restored.
Oh man.
I'm so hipster with shonen, you don't even know.
It's so funny because like Giguk has the most basic taste in shonen.
Yeah, he really does. He really does. For sure.
Which is hilarious.
Yes.
Hey, shonen is cool because it's like the most popular genre, the most mainstream. Everyone's heard of it. Like, if you have friends who are not, say, anime fans here in North America, but they've heard of Dragon Ball, they've heard of Naruto, so it's something you can relate to them based on that. But we all have our tastes, like Ergo Proxy. That
was a great reaction.
Or that.
No, but as far as talking to your Western friends, and you say, "Oh, Naruto," and they're like, "Oh, I heard of Naruto. What was it about?" And then you say, "Ninjas fighting, enemies and stuff." Oh, that sounds cool. But try to explain to them Fruit Basket, which is you can't hug your family, and if you do, you become an animal, like a zodiac animal. Like that's cooler.
Yeah. Well, also Assassination Classroom. I think that would be a great one to try to explain to someone who's not into anime.
Right. So that's the most anime-esque shonen I could think of.
Yeah.
It's like tentacle monster destroys 70% of the moon. He's going to say, "I'm going to destroy planet Earth," unless this class of failing students can assassinate me within the next year. Also, I can move 20 times the speed of sound, regenerate, and put up like force fields and stuff.
But most importantly,
and it's all about like that's it. That's the premise, and it breaks your heart.
What a great anime, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nox. Thank you.
Def.
You're welcome. I didn't make it, but yeah.
So have we covered like pretty much like majority of the stuff that's been announced?
Well,
yeah.
In terms of the MHA, I think, like I said, I think this season season 4 will be really hype. I don't know whether season 5 is going to be as hype unless the manga picks up more steam. What do you guys think?
I like the Endeavor arc a lot.
Yes, but it was short.
But it was short. That's the big downside.
I
Oh,
agree.
another sequel that's coming out that I totally forgot about, and it's a seinen, so we have a chance that Sydney watched the first 2 seasons.
It.
Bungo Stray Dogs.
Oh no, I haven't.
Okay, never mind. There goes that. Well, it was a good thought.
It was a good try. I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm here for, ladies and gentlemen. Psychopaths 3, please. You've seen Psychopaths.
Of course, I love Psychopaths.
I don't know how they're gonna do a season 3.
Yeah, I don't either, actually.
I think like my memory's a little bit foggy, but I feel like the ending was like an ending. No.
I feel
No,
like the first ending was.
No.
season
Well,
2
the
was
first ending. The first ending. It's not like it ended a series per se. It was enough of an ending to leave it as it is, which they kind of
Mhm.
should have instead of
Yeah.
the second season. But even though the second season, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was not as good as the first season, but I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't think it was amazing, but I thought it was okay. Like people were hating on it a lot. I was like, it's all right.
Also, the bad guy's name was Kirito, so that's already exciting.
Yeah.
Oh.
But personally, I love Psychopaths, and I didn't know about this third season announcement at all until someone mentioned it the other day, and I didn't even look into it. I was like, okay, so are people confirming this now?
Yeah, it's confirmed. It's happening.
Okay, that's awesome. And is Kogame gonna be back?
I do not know. I am not on the writing staff, unfortunately. Still working on that.
Yeah, well, I love Psychopaths. I love the action and the future sci-fi concept. I love the actual philosophy that's in there, and they reference philosophers directly, and it's also like part of the themes. And yeah, the first season ended with the ending of a villain, right? One villain was taken care of. Great villain, by the way. But I feel like they definitely have lots of places to go because they've established an entire futuristic world with different technologies to be explored and philosophical concepts. So yeah, I'm definitely excited. Let's do it.
Same here. The downside is Gen Urobuchi, the guy who wrote the first season of Psychopaths, he kind of doesn't write anime anymore.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he moved on to like soap opera type things.
Bigger and better things.
No.
And he did that one like Muppet show with like, I don't even remember what it was called. That
Yeah.
Thunderbolt thing.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
So unfortunately, he is gone.
What the
Rip.
fuck?
So sad, right? He's like legit the best anime writer ever.
Yeah. No kidding. No kidding.
And speaking of, a sequel that I've been wanting for years now is a sequel to Madoka Magica's movie 3, Rebellion, which was written by Gen Urobuchi, which is why it was amazing, but I don't see a sequel happening because Gen Urobuchi is gone.
You're hoping for a sequel to the movie or to the anime?
Well, the movie was a sequel to the anime.
Okay, so you're hoping for another movie or another season?
I don't care.
Okay.
Just more Madoka Magica.
More Madoka Magica. There we
Love
go.
it.
That's a nice cutesy shoujo type thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Speaking of sequels, guys, since April 1st is coming up, why don't we all make videos where we pretend to announce the sequel of a long-awaited anime that people love and never got a season 2?
Please.
That's horrible.
That would be hilarious. I do Devilman Crybaby. I mean, not Devilman Crybaby.
I would do Gurren
Devil
Lagann
Part-Timer.
season 2 announced. What?
Get the
Devil
views, though.
Part-Timer is one of them we got to do. We got to do No Game No Life. What else? 2 more.
Sword Art Online confirmed for another 14 seasons.
I mean, it'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I dropped off the new season at like episode 8 or something.
Yeah, I also kind of dropped it. Didn't hold my excitement like JoJo's, which is so good right now.
Oh my god, the fights in JoJo's, bro, are just so much better than anything else. It's insane.
I know. I've been saying this for so. I assume you don't watch JoJo, Sydney.
I have yet to see it.
All right. Well,
What is it?
One
too
day.
manly?
One
Is it
day.
too manly, Sid? It's
What?
not shoujo enough.
Oh no, by God, it's too shoujo.
yes, exactly.
That is the
no one,
correct answer.
no one more feminine than Jotaro and Dio. But like they introduced the villain whose power is ice, like he could freeze stuff. This is such a generic power that you see everywhere, but his fight like 2-3 episodes ago was so damn good with Mista shooting bullets into him and it's reflecting right back into himself, but he keeps shooting to push him back on that spike, piercing him in the back of his neck.
That's crazy, man.
That was so good. And it's like
Yeah.
just generic ice power against the guy with the gun. And it was the most exciting fight ever.
But that's the thing, they could take a generic ice power, but because they're so detailed about the technicalities of everything, they make like they basically made him invincible, even though it's just an ice power. And then watching them try to overcome it, like
and
they're
Mista,
so well.
who just has like a pistol that he could like veer the bullets, which doesn't even really do anything because the other guy's ice power blocks it. Like it's two generic powers, a guy with a gun against the guy that could freeze stuff. And it was the most exciting fight ever. It was so good. And then you have King Crimson, who does not have the most generic power ever. He can like rewrite time and stuff and logic.
I don't know how they're gonna like deal with that.
King Crimson has the power to create protors.
They need Jotaro back.
Yeah.
Stopping
Jotaro
time
back.
versus rewriting time. That'd be a crazy battle.
Yeah, it'd be
Jotaro had like a little cameo on the phone, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it.
I mean, that guy who could like change gravities is in Italy or whatever at this time. So like, why is he there? Why'd they bring these characters there if they're not going to involve them?
Well, I feel like they used him to introduce Giorno.
Hmm. But I feel like they used him more than once. No, I don't
No.
know. And then he's just
Maybe.
gone.
Well, in any
Giorno.
case, I'm already hyped for JoJo Part 6.
Yeah, and part 5 isn't even done yet. Actually, I started
No.
reading part 5. I couldn't wait after last week's episode, or the week before, because this one was a recap.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we should talk about stuff that like sadly may never get announced, but we've wanted. Like, if we had to choose one anime to have a second season, what would
that's
it
a good
be?
question. That is a tough one.
I got my answer though.
All right, let's hear.
Baccano, definitely.
Ooh,
That would be really cool.
I
that would
now
be
see
man.
why you and Garant are meant to be.
He actually just made me watch it for the first time like a few months ago, and holy shit, I have no idea what
Yeah, people miss out on that.
I feel
yes,
like I
it's
had.
so good.
And it's so funny because like everyone says, "Oh, I watched Durarara," and I'm like, "Oh, but did you see Baccano?" No, what's Baccano? You know?
Fuck you. That's what I would say to that.
And every time
Yeah,
I
I
watched Baccano, it got better each and every time.
Exactly.
I feel like no story is written that I could think of was written as well as Baccano's. Like
No.
with the 3 timelines taking place at the same time, like shifting back and forth where nothing makes sense until it like clicks and everything makes sense.
Exactly. It's so brilliantly written. It's like, how is this not like as popular as everything else to exist ever?
Yeah, I personally
Even the dub is great.
It is.
I watched Baccano before Durarara, and yeah, I loved Baccano. Durarara at times was kind of slower, you know.
Yeah. It is.
And
Yeah.
like I loved the dollars leader reveal, but then after that, there was long parts where it was like nothing can top this reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. No, but for me, my favorite part of Durarara is Izaya Orihara.
Yes, he's great.
I think he's like such a great character, like one of my favorite anime characters.
But
But
is he better than Lad Russo?
I prefer him to Lad Russo. But if you compare the writing in Baccano to the writing in Durarara, it's like not you can't really.
Yeah, it's like night and day. And if you're gonna compare characters to any other character, hello, Claire, everyone,
I don't know, man.
Which one's Claire again?
the
Vino's
rail tracer.
Oh, right.
That's
Yeah,
like my
that's a sick
husbando
character.
by far. Oh my god, I'd die for that false fictional character, but still.
I think Vino is the best character in Baccano, probably.
I don't know. I love Isaac and Miria. How they're
Yeah,
like
they're great too.
they're like
Yeah.
fumbling through the story. They're so important, and at the same time, they like have no idea what's going on.
Yes, I know.
They're very compatible with Rant Cafe, I feel. They would be great guests.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say.
We're also fumbling around, not knowing what we're doing often.
Maybe
Like,
too often.
And then Briggs changes the topic to One Piece, and everyone's happy.
Yeah. I've been struggling. I've only talked about One Piece a couple of times, and Sequels?
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
But
Very cool.
in any case, for anime that I want a sequel for, Magi, which I'm sure
Yes, that's a good one.
I love Magi. I love Magi. I've read the manga further. I didn't complete it, but I did read 50 chapters from where the anime ended. And then I got busy with something else and I ended up stopping. But it's really good. It's a really thought out story. And some of the characters are also really great. Like Sinbad, an amazing character.
I remember really liking the first 2 seasons, and I think you're the only person I know that hypes up Magi as much as you do. But I should really give it a chance and finish the second season. I feel like I stopped somewhere along the way.
I mean,
I think you should rewatch the first season too.
The first season was amazing.
Yes.
Magi is not a perfect anime. It starts off really cool. It has slower moments at times.
Look, I'd never claim it to be perfect.
But I do think that it deserves another season because they set up all this stuff with another world and King Solomon and all this other stuff. And I'm like, whoa, this is interesting. And then it's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Read the manga.
Yeah, very sad.
Yeah,
That happens far too often, though.
it does. It really does.
See, but at least Baccano had an ending that we're all satisfied with.
Yeah, definitely.
Granted, I would love another season,
Yes.
So I think
but
what I
only
realized,
if I could keep its standard, keep its gold standard for writing. And I don't know how it would do that with
That's
us
true.
already understanding so much of the world.
Yeah.
It's like we start off the series and all of a sudden, I'm not great with names. It's been a while, but this one guy, he gets a few of his fingers chopped off and he regrows them. And why did he just regrow his fingers? This is supposed to be a gangster anime. And then someone else dies and then comes back to life. And then we meet Slizzard or whatever his name is from
Slizzard?
1930, who's on a boat and what is happening? But yeah.
Yep. That's
I think
that's
the-
Baccano.
I think the reason Baccano went underappreciated or undernoticed is it came out in 2007, and I'm just looking
Yeah.
and so much good anime came out within that year.
Oh my god, yeah.
2000 stacked.
Yeah, it really was. I'm pretty sure Kenichi actually came out in 2007 as well, which is my favorite anime ever, and no one fucking knows what it is.
I
And-
heard of it, Briggs.
Thank you, Nux. Very cool.
I
I've
only
seen
heard of it because of you.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
and
I
everyone was.
don't know.
Pardon?
What is that? What's Kunichi?
So Kenichi.
I see another one. Never heard of it.
Yeah. What else came out in 2007? Gurren Lagann. Did Code Geass come out in 2007
Yeah,
as
it
well?
came out in 2007.
We had Code
Holy
Geass,
fuck.
Gurren Lagann, Mononoke, Death
Yeah.
Note.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Nodame-
that's why things just got
Nodame
absolutely
can love it.
fucked.
Don't forget Nodame, okay?
No.
I have not. I've
See,
not
that's a
actually.
shoujo that I like.
Ooh,
I haven't-
I know what you're talking about. Ah, shit. I know what
It's
you're talking about.
It's the classical music one.
Yep. Uh-huh. Can't go wrong.
I think Naruto Shippuden started in 2007.
Well,
That-
then.
That's pretty,
Early? I thought it was pretty recent, more recent than that, but maybe I'm wrong.
maybe not.
Well, it hasn't
Okay.
been airing
looking
for 4
now.
years now or 5 years now.
Claymore came out in 2007. Darker Than Black came out in 2007.
Yeah.
Baccano.
Speaking of shows that needed sequels, Claymore and Darker Than Black.
Claymore, the anime Ultimate Survivor Kaiji came out in 2007. Anyway, Claymore, the anime messed up the ending completely. They veered off the manga.
Yeah, but I think they did it because they knew they weren't going to get another season. I think that's what
Yeah,
happened.
I think so.
Which sucks because I was very interested in Claymore. I thought it was really cool.
Same here.
When that kiss happens, bro, I was like, yes, do
Okay,
it, boy.
let's be honest. The way the anime, what was the name of that kid? That really annoying main character?
I know. I watched it in dubbed for some reason, and he is very annoying.
Right. In the manga, he's not as annoying, but in the anime, he's great. Rocky.
Oh,
my God.
yes. Yes.
It's like he's such a useless character, and then he meets up with one of the strongest. I don't even remember what they were called. One of the strongest enemies. The male.
Silver-Eyed Witch, right?
Was it that guy? I don't remember. And that guy's like, I will train you to use a sword, and the kid's like, awesome, and he trains him, but the kid still sucks afterwards. And he's says, I'm gonna save you, Claire, and he runs in to save her, and then a bad guy just brushes him to the side, and he's knocked out.
No, I think
Okay.
I think Claire is called the Silver-Eyed Witch, but I don't know which guy.
Or is that Claire's predecessor?
No, I think they call all of the Claymores like that.
Whatever. It was a good show. I liked it.
Yeah, same. Definitely should have had a sequel. How about Cowboy Bebop season 2? Spike wasn't dead, and now we're doing other stuff.
Oh no. No.
Boo.
You know
I'm
what?
satisfied.
You
Yeah,
know
me
what?
too.
I'm not, because I'll tell you why. I have never seen a cast of characters that has such cool chemistry as the main cast of Cowboy Bebop with Jet, Spike, Faye, Ed, and Ein. Like, I just want to see them have so many more adventures, guys. Damn it.
So what you really want is like OVA filler episodes.
I don't care. Yeah, like they can just do like random missions. Like, I don't even care if it's an overarching story. The overarching story can be Spike and Faye ending up together. That's I don't care. They can make it a shoujo for all. I don't care, man. I just want. I'm on board.
Shoujo again.
Because the dub for Cowboy
We
Bebop is the
need
best dub
we
ever.
No, it's not. Baccano's is better. But we
Nothing's
need
better than Cowboy Bebop.
Okay, whatever you say. But what we really need is a season where Spike Spiegel goes to high school. Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
What
Yes.
if he stops?
He gets a little harem, and you know,
Please.
Well,
that'd be pretty exciting.
Well,
Oh
he's
my
cool
God.
as fuck, so he would definitely have a harem. But what if he gives up being a mercenary, which is cool? Not mercenary, but
Yeah.
what is it called?
Bounty Hunter.
Bounty
Yeah.
hunter, and just decides to become like a I don't know, home ec teacher or something in a high school. And Ed is one of the students, and then it's like, okay,
And then he becomes friends with great teacher Onizuka, and then they all train at Ryo Zanpaku and Kenichi's anime.
Hell
And then
yeah.
they all board the Going Merry and join the One Piece. And
I was gonna say this is a bad idea
Yeah.
until you brought up the possibility of him and Onizuka working at the same school. That would be the fucking coolest thing. That's
That
ever.
would be the coolest.
I was gonna say, like, everything you guys have brought up, every situation has been terrible. Like, obviously, like, you guys are just doing it for jokes, but like, that sounds like the worst
Yes,
shit I've
yes.
ever thought. Like,
it was
in the
all for
world.
jokes. Don't take it too seriously.
I know, but then you brought
Mike
up,
Spiegel in high school would not exactly float my boat.
but then you tailored it
Because
just
what
for
we
me. You
need-
took like 3 of my favorite anime of all time. Great Teacher
I know,
Onizuka.
I know. I saw you like leaning back in your chair, looking all sad.
and then you just woke me up.
Oh.
All right, Animac, if you had to choose one anime for a sequel that's not Cowboy Bebop, because that sucks, what would it be?
But Spike wasn't actually dead because when he said bang, it was alluding to the future. He was planning on banging Faye Valentine.
Yes, I love that.
Well done.
I ironically love that.
And when it said you're gonna hold that weight, yeah, she's gonna hold that weight.
Yeah, boy.
Anyway,
What just happened? What just happened?
I came up with a viable sequel for Cowboy Bebop.
Oh
And
man,
no one seems impressed.
see, I don't know, because if you make me choose just one, it's hard. For example, Mushishi, I love, but it's such an episodic one, right? So I would love to have countless sequels to Mushishi because all the different episodes are different, and I really love it. It's such a meditative, calming anime. I love it. If I had to choose one that like I was like, man, this needs a sequel and it doesn't have a sequel. Oh,
Log Horizon.
well, if I'm going to like my early days of watching anime, and
We
one-
all know Animac really wants a sequel to No Game No Life.
yeah, really. No, like if I'm going to my early days of watching anime, one that really broke my heart that didn't have a sequel because it kind of ended very weirdly was School Rumble.
Haven't seen
Never
it.
finished it.
Oh, that was so old.
Yes, but it's
Great
good.
reactions from all 3 of us.
No, it's one of the best. It's one of the best comedies. And then what happened was they had 2 full seasons, so 50 episodes, and then it got canceled or something. So they tried to wrap up the whole thing in like one OVA, and it was an absolute mess.
Yeah, I can vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember not finishing it, but I'm sure that everyone wants a sequel to Konosuba.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
True.
100%.
But I'm hoping that Konosuba will get a sequel. So I'm hoping that that's not like a lost battle.
Well, bad news, Animac. It looks like it's getting a movie. Isn't that sad?
I'm okay with that.
Well, it's getting a movie to raise the hype, or it's getting a movie instead of a sequel ever.
I think instead of a sequel.
What is Konosuba based off of? Is it based off of like a manga or a light novel?
Konosuba is based off of life decisions and Plato's allegory of the cave. Kazuma is one of the greatest anime characters of all time.
Oh my god.
Now he's no Saitama, mind you.
The most complex.
Well, I don't know about that. He's the most relatable anime character ever.
Can we make a video? Can we make a collab where we talk about what Kazuma's ability to steal women's panties actually symbolizes in terms of philosophy?
That's like half my channel, man.
But we need more of that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I'm already working on the Konosuba video that will change your life. When I say working on, meaning I have the idea and it's on the back burner. But
So maybe in a couple months, years.
yeah. I think I already told it to you guys, no?
You
not.
might have. Yeah. Yes. You have. Yes, you have.
It's so
not
smart.
that I recall.
I do recall, but then I don't want to say it because I don't want anyone to take the idea and then Nux would be like, "You said it on stream."
Yeah. Well, if I remembered, I would say it on stream. So anyway,
So I've been thinking of what I should say for like, but I have to say Kenichi. Like I just have to. Like I obviously want Spice and Wolf. I obviously want No Game No
Ooh.
Life, Hajime no Ippo, Devil's a Part-Time. Like I have so many things that I've broken into reading the manga or light novels because I just can't wait for a second season. But for me, it has to be Kenichi, and probably because, so like I said, it's my favorite anime of all time. Like because it's pretty much all training, and I love training, obviously. And I watched it at a point in my life where I felt like it like appealed to me so perfectly. But I went on to read the manga afterwards, and don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. But then I read the beginning of the manga because I have OCD and I can't start from like chapter 120. I have to start at like 0 and work my way up. So I watched the beginning, read the beginning, and it was good. But I think
ladies and gentlemen, Briggs's life is a training arc.
it truly is. But what I realized was the anime really brought it to life, from the voice acting and just because a lot of it comes to is because of the comedy and the masters. So I think because of the voice acting, it really made it more impactful and more funny for me. So reading the manga was nowhere near the same experience. So I would love for them to continue the anime.
I'd be down.
Hell yeah.
Yeet.
And of course, I have to talk about Kenichi and One Piece every single time. I've been waiting, like trying not to say it until the very end because Viva the Loser's like, Briggs, mention Kenichi. Briggs, mention Kenichi. And I'm just like, huh, I'll ask the next person to talk first. Nux, go ahead. Adamak, take it away.
Yeah, all part of his evil plan so he could get the last word talking about Kenichi.
Hell yeah.
By the way, would we say that Durarara, Bakano, and Dororo all take place in the same world?
Dororo.
Is this just... Yeah?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah, exactly. My thoughts exactly.
Could
Yeah,
happen.
Dororo would be like 1500s or something, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Let me look up.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, just like shame Hyakimaru doesn't have a cell phone, right?
Yeah, so Edo period would be prior, after Dororo. So Edo period is from 1603 to 1868, so it would be before 1603, so like the 1500s.
You know the
Ooh,
best anime
got
that
it.
takes place in the Edo period, though? Well, it's not really the Edo period, but it's kind of an extended Edo period.
What?
Gintama, which no
Shut
one
up.
ever watched.
I will watch it one day, Nux.
One day.
See, like, you asked me to watch Made in Abyss. It takes me a year and a half. I eventually do it because it's only like 13 episodes.
Yeah, this is
Gintama.
why I don't tell people to watch Gintama, because I understand the sheer length of the series and the fact that the beginning is not that good. Definitely,
Dude, I watched like
kills that
75 episodes. I still was
the
like, I
beginning's
liked
not
it.
that good.
Yeah, the beginning's not that good. 75 episodes in, still wasn't hooked. Give
Hey,
it
it's
another
the
couple
beginning
hundred.
until episode 1000. Anything until episode 1000, it's still like warming up.
You know, Hajime no Ippo actually has over 1,000 chapters.
I know, it's crazy.
That's
I was
another thing I
considering
would love to be adapted, or continue their adaptation.
Yeah, I was considering reading it once, and I opened it up, and I see like 1,000 chapters, and I was like, no, thank you.
Sydney, you were gonna say something?
Oh no, I wasn't. I was just like,
Any other sequels that you're thinking of before we slowly wrap it up?
Fuck. I honestly, let me take a little think here. I have no idea.
Yeah, that happens often. It happens to us too, and then we're like, so Briggs,
Talk about One Piece. Cover us.
yeah, cover us, man. These
Since
are
the
not-
dawn of time, man has pondered for an anime above all others.
Evangelion?
One Punch. No.
Let's do it. Evangelion.
Evangelion versus.
Didn't they announce another thing for
Can you
Evangelion?
imagine? Yeah,
Anytime.
Evangelion sequel. Like
Yes.
now we get to see what happened after the end of Evangelion.
Yeah, Shinji goes to college.
Yay.
Yeah, and he's the only student and teacher.
He's the only student. That's hilarious.
By the way, Sydney, you make the greatest thinking sounds ever.
I'd make the best thinking sounds. Don't even remember what they were. Like, I don't.
Well,
like
guys,
ASMR thinking.
Sydney
there
is
we go.
a voice actress, so she has to make sounds for every action. That's how
Literally everything I do. Everything.
Especially if they're tsundere actions.
they teach them that at voice actor school.
Yes.
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 You have to live the voice actor. Don't just be a voice actor.
I have
Yeah.
to constantly.
It's
Yes.
not a job; it's a way of life, man.
Exactly. It's a terrible way of life.
Yeah, well,
Never shut up.
yeah, I've voice acted in a few abridges. That's my voice acting career. Not very impressive, but
Oh, yeah?
It actually has helped me though. Like
Yeah.
in like enunciating and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, you should teach
Yeah.
me sometime. I don't words very good.
Sorry?
I don't words very good. You should listen to my audio. Oh my god. Like a 10-minute video is like 30, 40 minutes of audio of me just cutting out shit. I can't speak.
So believe it or not, I recorded a 40-minute audio yesterday, and I was like, well, this audio is 40 minutes. I'll probably cut it down, and it'll end up like, 20 or something. And it ended up like 30. I did a really good job.
That's like teching level. Just turn the camera on and talk for an hour. Like,
yeah, except I have a script.
I
Only difference.
okay. I wish I had those communication skills. Like, just to turn
Yeah,
on a
teching's
camera and go hard. I wouldn't like. He prepares. He does his research. He jots down notes. But you know how many takes it would take? I don't think I could ever do it. To this day, I don't think I could talk for an hour and not have that many outtakes. Like,
Yeah, same. I would.
And you see Tekken cutting it. Like, he pretty much does it in like one shot.
yeah.
there's sometimes
Like,
I'm like 20 minutes went by. I haven't seen a single cut yet. How do you do this?
I would be saying so many times. Like,
I don't know.
By the way,
he jumps
another-
around a lot.
another anime that I love to see a sequel for. Like, we recently got another season, Psyche.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
but
Another anime recommended by
yes,
me.
Nox. Yes, you recommended it. And it's good. It's very good.
You finally watched it.
And it's one of those that, yeah, you can have endless episodes because it's hilarious. And fun fact, Psyche could take out One Punch Man.
And Nendo is surprisingly relatable.
Yes. All those characters.
Sam the Gum Man just donated 100 magical crystals, as Animac would say, to say Rant Cafe the anime needs to be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would never get a sequel.
Yeah.
But it will get a prequel.
Very sad. Very. What?
Okay, so unless anyone wants to say anything else about a specific sequel, like, by the way, Chad, did we miss like a big one and then everyone's going to make fun of us later? Let us know. But
Well, I'm
the-
personally excited for a Euphoria sequel. It was introduced to me by an anime channel that I follow
Yeah.
named Sydsnap. That was a
Way to
pretty solid
start me
review.
at the end of this podcast. You've ruined my life.
Euphoria sequel.
You've never seen Euphoria? It's a modern classic. I mean, it's no recreators. Let's
They just eat the shit. They just fucking.
Yeah. I used
Yeah.
that on. Well, I'm on Weeb Wars next week, I think.
I'm
Finally.
so excited. I don't know how you guys
on
figured this
Mudan.
out. but-
Mudan's channel. And let's just say Euphoria rears its ugly head
Oh.
due to my evil machinations.
Wow, what is your competition, dude? Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, Weeb Wars.
Try
masturbating, watching hentai. No, I can't
So
copy his voice.
I need to see how you worked around the whole, not showing your face thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
You
figured it
probably forced
Yeah.
Noble to do it instead of him.
That'd be hilarious.
out. Yeah. Recon did it for me. I just voiced. He like mouthed the words.
Just opens
So,
his mouth.
Nux, we have only 6 new reviews to read. So, is that okay with you?
Go for it.
Okay, cool. And if anyone thinks of anything else while I'm reading the reviews that you want to bring up before we end it, please let me know. We have Magi better
Oh
than
my
one.
God, a sequel to Hunter x Hunter. Am I stupid?
What blasphemy
there
did
you
I just
go.
hear? Don't even repeat it.
What?
Treason.
Yeah. So there's a user whose name is Magi is better than One Piece.
Oh, yeah,
By the way,
brutal.
I'm reading the iTunes reviews for Rank Cafe, and this review says you are all like starter Pokemon. Okay when you start, but slowly and steadily becoming better.
And
Great.
end up as a firefighting type. Like
Great,
every other-
amazing, wonderful, but not as good as Lord Twigo.
Well, to be fair, Lord Twigo is pretty supreme.
We have another quick one by Micropene. Inuyasha is the best isekai. Very cool, Rank Cafe. Very cool.
Clearly, someone who has not seen Digimon.
Yeah.
PTSD.
We have Kugeki HD saying the title is just title, and it says, I listen to this podcast every time I go to the bathroom because every time I hear the stream, I relax my bowels. Cool stream. Very cool.
Wow, that's what everyone says to me when I start talking to them. Wow, man, you just relax my bowels.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
It's a thing. It's
Very
a thing that we do. And he also then included a slanderous misquote from Animac that I'm not reading because I'm Animac.
Is it that Megumin is a viable option?
That is exactly what it is.
I love how you already knew.
Slanderous. It actually, you did say those words exactly.
Nope. I said in quotation marks. Anyways, I had verbal quotation marks.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Some heathen saying Twigo is only planetary level.
Damn heathen. How dare he? Did he not watch our video on that, Animac?
Clearly not, because we
Clearly
said
lowballing.
multi-dimensional. Multi. Not one.
At
multi.
least. At least.
Then we have a bunch of random letters. Username says best podcast ever. Although there isn't nearly enough Lord Twigo. I love every person on the podcast. Nux is insane. Animac tries to stop Nux's insanity while Lord Brigo tries to stay as neutral as possible. Still love you guys.
I stay as neutral as possible. What?
I don't know. I don't know. That review was like not
You
enough
see-
Lord Twigo, but it's great, but it's not, but I still love you. It was
But I'm
very
insane.
down.
See, the beauty of the Rant Cafe is that it's a lot like One Punch Man. It's funny, but beneath the surface, there's a different psychological element to every single one of the characters that show up here.
Yeah, apparently I'm Nami. Fucking reviews, man. Still not over that. But I could see it. I could see it. I think that's why it hurts so much.
Yeah. Then finally, the final one is Miyazaki's Cherry Cigarettes. That is the username. I don't know.
Cute.
We said the title is Awesome Sauce with a side of Boku no Pico de Gallo. I don't
There's
know.
a sequel we can look forward to.
Boku no-
Mhm.
I have no idea what that means. Been watching the Rank Cafe since the early tournament arc, and I love every episode. Nux is like our Lord and Savior. Twigo-sama manipulating and pulling the strings from in the back for Digimon. Best isekai, by the way. Animac
It is.
Animac trying to communise his picks to the win until it ends in a very cool loss. Very cool, Animac.
Very cool.
Lord Brigo pushing the One Piece agenda, propaganda at every chance.
But of course.
Well, at least this one was accurate for everyone.
Yeah. Well done.
And then it goes on. It goes on saying that this podcast is the best podcast in all the lands of Anatube. Thank you for the compliments. But it ends on a very bad note. A note that says, PSS, Megumin is more viable than Amelia.
I like this guy.
What are you smoking?
I know, like, you just upset me and Lord Brigo.
Like I don't even like I like Amelia, but how can you say Megumin's a more viable option? What is wrong with you?
I like this person. Megumin's a
I
hero.
like to do Miyazaki's Cherry Cigarettes. If you want to hit me up on Twitter at AnimeOutPro, you can get a free shirt from AnimeOutPro.com.
What was the name?
Miyazaki cherry
cherry
cigarettes.
cigarettes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it went through because Hangout cuts out sometimes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, make sure that you track down that guy and explain to him why he's wrong about Megumin and Amelia. So, anything else we need to cover, lady and gentlemen, before we call it a day?
Nope. Not to my knowledge.
All right, so great.
ReZero season 2. Yay! Didn't talk about that one.
Yeah, true.
Why not?
I would love to see ReZero season 2. It's not like the most one I'm hoping for, but it definitely hasn't been announced. And we've been waiting like 2 years now, right?
I'm surprised you didn't mention Code Geass.
Right. I'm glad you said that, Lord Brigo. Thank you. First of all, the sequel movie already came out, so it's not like a sequel that we're looking forward to. And second of all, the only anime that I would never, ever want a sequel to is Code Geass because it has the best ending of all time.
So not Cowboy Bebop.
No, not Cowboy Bebop. Code Geass's ending is better.
Oh.
Excellent. Cowboy Bebop season 2. But no, with Code Geass, I'm just personally very disappointed that they chose to do like a sequel movie, but then made it into an alternate timeline that makes the anime not even matter. So that to me was stupid.
I didn't even know it came out.
In Japan, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It comes out here soon, though.
Like, I'll watch it, but like the fact that they decided to cop out and be like, oh, Shirley's still alive in the movie, meaning that the anime stuff didn't even happen in the movie universe because it's an alternate timeline. It's like, why?
They also introduced some new characters. They left some old characters out. Like there was no Mao, from what I understand. You know, the mind reading guy.
Films, you mean? In like all the recap films, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not super excited about it as I was when I thought it would be a full sequel season. But like you said, on the one hand, Nux, it's not necessary to have a sequel at all. But if you do decide, okay, let's have a sequel, then do it right. Do a proper season. Don't be like, oh, here's a movie that's an alternate timeline. Like that to me is such a cop.
This way, we're not going to mess up the epic ending because it's continuing from a different ending.
Yeah.
Genius.
It's also like coming out how late after like the last episode, like all those years ago. It's like why
10
are you
years?
Yeah,
Over
10
10 years.
Honestly, it's just to sell merch, man. Because originally they announced it as a season, right?
Yeah, they did.
And that's what upsets me because it's like, if you want to do a sequel, fine, but then go hard or go home. Either don't do it at all because you think the ending is perfect or whatever, or do it, but then actually make it make sense in the confines of the story. Maybe I'm just OCD about it, but don't make alternate timelines, man. Don't.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would take an alternate timeline more than a sequel because I don't think anything can top the ending of Code Geass.
Well, I don't know.
That ending was so good. I just rewatched Code Geass like a week ago. And
Really?
damn, is it good.
Do you have any videos coming up for it?
I'm not sure. I might, but it is so good.
It is definitely
like just rewatch like the last 5 episodes.
Well, I've seen it like 4 times, man.
I've seen it, I think, more than that.
Actually, I think I've only seen it once.
I've never seen it.
What? No.
No.
Sydney,
Guys.
it's not a shonen. It is not a shonen. I repeat.
I'm gonna watch it after the stream now because you've convinced me, Nux.
This escalated quickly. I've seen it 4 times. I've seen it more. I've seen it once. I haven't seen it at all.
You haven't seen Code Geass?
Well,
It's like
It's 50
It is-
episodes. Definitely.
it has the best ending of all time, and it's on Netflix. So like, you don't have to cringe through some illegal shady site that's trying to sell you like self-destructing merch or something.
And
Very
Sydney, you're
Very
totally
cool.
a Millie. You're totally a Millie.
A Millie.
Yeah.
That sounds like an insult.
No, you,
It's because he said it in an insulting way. If you could, he could instead imagine he said it, Sydney, you're like a Millie.
I don't know if
Or
that made it much better, no.
No, that might have come
I
out
think you
even
need
worse.
to take some Sydney lessons on voice acting.
Ooh,
Nux has a problem that he's always sarcastic, so he can't turn it off anymore.
Yeah,
But
it's a problem.
He
There's
just got
a
it
legit
into our
problem.
brains that even when he's not sarcastic, I still think he's sarcastic.
yeah.
And you think this is only a problem like on streams? No, IRL, I do the honest description voice, and it's horrible.
Dude, when I was editing your videos like frequently, I would just do it like in my normal life, the honest description voice. Like, oh my
It's
god.
horrible.
It really does. Like
Imagine Nux doing like a presentation at school.
Clearly.
Clearly, the Iraq war didn't turn out the way we planned.
I would say it in a sarcastic way. I would say that it all went exactly according to plan.
Yeah.
Well done.
Anywho, yeah, Millie's a character in Code Geass. She's great. And definitely watch it, Sydney. You will enjoy it.
I'm gonna do it.
This has been yet another episode of the Rant Cafe Anime Podcast. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We are available everywhere you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, etc., etc. We're also on Twitch, Rant Cafe. We're also on YouTube, the Rant Cafe channel. So check us out. Thank you to my guests, Briggs, Nux, and
We're
Sydney.
your guests? Wow, man. Wow.
You're my guests, bro.
Wow. Just say Space Cowboys already, god damn it.
I am the law. No, I'm kidding.
Briggs, do what you must. Hit your mic.
Stop it. Stop it now. Thank you for joining us, guys. And until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.
Wait, you didn't. We have a guest.
Oh wait.
Link to Sydney's channel in the description. Sydsnap, she does great stuff. Now you can do your cringy outro.
Bang, 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 bang. But yes, check her out.
Bye.